one of my mentors told me sometime back that never underestimate the power of your presence in a room. By the virtue of you seated here today, you deserve to be here. And so, when you underestimate yourself, you are doing injustice to yourself. Looking at my aspect of networking when it comes to Aylf, it paints to me a picture of, as a young man, when I was in campus, and I was just coming towards the closure and completion of my studies. And I was thinking of how am I going to transition into the job market? How am I going to position myself to be in a place where I don't be out for long, but I do get something to do towards joining the workplace. And so when I made that choice, we were doing the student leadership gathering during that time, and I started to engage with some of the senior Aylfers, and they mentioned to me that when you are thinking about transitioning, it's important for you to think beyond what you want to gain. Look at it from a perspective of what value are you bringing to this person. Yes, if you're looking at getting a job after finishing campus and you're approaching this person, what value are you going to add to this person so that they can be able to speak on your behalf in a room when you're not there? And so that was very powerful. We had just like 5 minutes conversation with this individual. And that was a quick turnaround for me. Because after that, I always asked myself, if I'm coming to you, let me look at myself first. Do I have any value that I'm bringing to you before asking you out on something? And so what that meant to me is that I have to be a seeker of building value to myself. And how do you do that? It's by being able to being a student of life, reading more, discovering more, interacting with people more, but also getting to know yourself better, understanding who are you really. So what Aylf did to me when it comes to networking is it turned me from being just a student leader to being a leader who is a student. I'll repeat that. It turned me from just being a student leader to being a leader who is a student. And so anytime I try as much as possible to think about other people, I look at myself first and fill my cup before extending my hand to serve others. I remember there was this time I've had different opportunities come to me from Aylf members where they have recommended me to different places. An example is a situation where there was an organization in Tanzania that was looking for young people to engage on a study around emerging technologies and also in regards to digital development. And so one of the Aylf members reached out to me and asked me Is this something that you're interested in? I have seen your work that you're doing around this area. And when I looked at the terms of reference, I was not qualified for all those different criteria that they had set. They wanted somebody with over 30 years experience, somebody who has done work across the globe in at least 13 countries. And I asked myself, if these individuals saw this opportunity and sent it to me, then there's something this person has seen in me that I can be able to do it. So it was very easy for me to say, no, thank you. I am not taking this opportunity. But I let that seed grow in me and told myself, I'm going to take this. If I fail, it's okay. I am going to learn. And so when I went for an interview, in the same spirit of integrity, I told them, I have seen all these qualifications. I do not qualify according to your criteria, but there is one thing that I can bring on board. And that is, if I'm taking this opportunity, you can be sure that I'll learn from it and deliver more than you expect. And I gave them different examples of my past experiences. And I got the opportunity. When I got the opportunity, this our Aylf member who had recommended me for this opportunity was so much amazed that I was able to get through. And by the time we came to the conclusion of the project that we were doing, we had experienced a success rate of about 60%, which is very commendable because that was a first trial and it really worked out very well. And so sometimes you may see yourself as the young person, and there's someone here like Gabriel who can see something in you that you're not seeing. You ask yourself, what is he seeing in me? And it's upon you for you to take that seed and let it grow in you. And that's why this is a tree. If you see the Aylf logo, it's a tree, which means it has to grow. So when you let that seed grow, you also grow as a person, and by that extent, you also grow your networks. And when people see your value, they will always come to you. I'm working in an organization currently where the executive director and the founder is a member of Aylf. That's also a success story that you should not underestimate yourself. You should look forward to give opportunities not only to yourself but also to the people around you, because what I make sure to do is, my life is like a staircase. If I move to a next step, I look at who can I bring to where I was. If there's someone holding my hand, I also need to hold other people's hands. And that's something that as young people, we don't really care so much, because it's an economy where we have survival for the fittest, where if you are successful, you use people, and the nature of politics, you use politicians and then leave them at the dark when you have your own self-interest fulfilled. But as an Aylf member, it's important for you to also hold back. And I think that is something all these alumni who are doing exemplary work can attest to. Thank you.